come and brew with us. This is RNGNT with Christine Kooky Solis and Sarah Skopik.
It's locked
with your random sips of life and gaming.
Hello, this is RNGNT. I'm Christine Solis, aka Cookie, and I'm joined by Sarah Skopik. How are you doing today?
Sleepy, but I am awake and I am here.
I know, we all took a nap before this episode.
We all took a nap and now we're like, where am I?
I know, so we're gonna struggle waking up for this episode and we'll see how this works.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It will be. But happy Friday. That's when we're streaming this episode at twitch.tv/RNGNT. Come and join us. Follow our social medias and find out when we are live on our Twitch channel. We are actually 5 followers away from Twitch affiliate.
5. So if 5 of you bring one friend, we'll be Twitch affiliates.
Yay!
Go now. Do it.
Hey.
I order you.
Yeah, they're just follows, so we're not asking you to subscribe. We just want you to follow.
The heart. It's just clicking a heart.
That's it. Anyway, come join us. We love for you to join in our discussions during our podcast episodes, such as Omega Volta, Chili, Heartslat. Of course, we love you guys for coming in every time we're episode. Oh, we got a new follower.
A new follower.
We have a new follower. Carter Pants. Thank you so much for the follow on twitch.tv/RNGNT.
That means we're only 4 away.
4 away. How exciting. Anyway, you can find our episodes on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify. They should be up there now. Leave us a review, especially on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, because that will help us bring followers here to our podcast to listen. And I want to read some reviews on this one, on this show. I want to know what you guys think about RNGNT. I know we're only 4 episodes deep in, but still, yeah.
It's good for critique so that we can, improve what we need to improve.
Exactly. So speaking of critique, we got another follower. Oh
my goodness!
Shinter, thank you so much for the follow.
Hello. Oh my gosh, everyone is bringing their friends.
Welcome.
Goodness.
Oh my god. And Moogle Go Around Radio is hosting us.
Ooh, oh my goodness. I am missing just all of the updates.
Yes, so Moogle Around Radio is actually with Shinter and Chili. So they are awesome. They're a Final Fantasy 14 podcast. So you can go ahead and follow them as well. Again, that's Moogle Go Round Radio. I love them. I love you. Talon and Brumpin. Yes.
All right.
Thank you for the follow. Where are we at now? That was like 3?
I think we're at 3 more, I believe. I think.
We're 1 away, actually.
1 away.
1 away? What?
We are 1 away.
Come on, guys. 1 more friend.
Right here on our GNC. Talon Bravo says, loved you from your work with LBR. Thank you so much. If you don't know what LBR is, that's Limit Break Radio. It was a Final Fantasy 14 podcast that I used to do. And
I was not there.
Sarah wasn't there, but she was associated.
Yes, I was associated. Not at the time, I don't believe, but I was associated.
Sinter is not with Moogle Around. I feel like you are, because you're there. It's Maelstrom Radio is another Final Fantasy 14 podcast. So there's so many 14 podcasts. I love you guys. Thank you. Hi, Paul Metal Mace. How are you doing? My gosh.
Oh, don't we all know it?
Yeah, Talon Broadbent said the Cookie was an amazing producer. Not to burst my bubble.
Not to brag or anything. Flair. I know. It's true.
Anyway,
all right.
We were saying critique us on reviews at Apple Podcast. Send us a review. We would love to see your reviews. We'd love to read your reviews here on rng.com. rngnt.com. Our website actually has a little bit of something new. We brought in T Critique which is basically going to be our game review section, as you will. Lloyd wrote a new game review called Annika and Giraffe. It's basically an indie game. So check that out over there. It's a beautiful musical game, and the game director actually retweeted our tweet and loved Lloyd's review. So, good job, Lloyd. Good job.
Woo! Good job, Lloyd. And hopefully I'll be doing a tea critique once I find a buddy to play a game with me that was requested of me to critique. So
Yes.
keep your eyes out for that one. It's a co-op game, but it's a couch co-op game. And currently my fiance is not here this weekend, so we'll see when that will occur.
Sir Daveman, thank you so much for the follow. And I think that makes...
Did we make it, Lloyd?
I think that
Uh,
makes 50.
It should make 50. Should.
Oh my
Make it
god!
Did we make 50?
Yay! I think we'll pay attention to our emails, and hopefully we see that email, that Twitch
Yes.
affiliate invitation. But yay! Incoming!
We did it!
Thank you guys. Thank you, Paul.
Thanks to all of you that we did it. We made
Yes. Now we gotta figure out our Twitch emotes.
it. No.
We need to
Me
figure
too.
out our Twitch emotes.
If you have suggestions for Twitch emotes, you can. tweet us on
Yes,
Twitter.
let us know. We're gonna do a whole poll, and it's gonna be 50-50-50 again.
We'll figure it out.
Speaking of our website, again, there's more stuff. We changed Raging Tea Time to Boiling Point, which is sounds
Basically
better.
the same thing, but fewer things that have the word tea in it, because it was getting a little much.
I know. Tea this,
So-
tea that.
Exactly. I mean, we do have a theme, but still. Ooh. Talents is a teacup with googly
I
eyes.
like it.
I like it.
I like it. I'm gonna get someone to do that for us.
Stuff,
We love
for
that.
sure.
Anyway, so there's a new boiling pot. Maybe it should be boiling point. Just the way it came out.
That's true. A new boiling point right now, soon to be changed, post.
And it's about the new face in Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Carbuncle, which
it's
looks
terrible, guys.
oddly.
It's so terrible.
It looks like a dog with an animated face. It reminds me like a Ditto-ish kind of look.
Well, the problem is that someone took, like, here's the forehead, and oops, I stretched it up 10 miles. Like, why? It's creepy.
Yeah.
Yes, the Super Saiyan Carbuncle. I hate it. And I love Carbuncle, and it makes me extremely angry. You had all these other designs that would work just as fine.
That Carbuncle's supposed to be cute and lovable, and it's just kind of creepy to look at, and it's like, I don't even want to touch you.
I know. They've made plushies. I have a plushie in my bedroom. It's not mine, but I probably should steal it. There's a plushie in my bedroom of a Carbuncle. They could have used that design. It's not
Yeah.
that hard, guys.
Yeah, and then the Chocobo chick has like a, I don't know, weird spiky look. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a Electroid Chocobo. It's really weird.
They don't look right at all.
No.
It really is strange because it looks like, yeah, it's trying to be a live action movie, but with zero charm into it.
I don't know. We have less than a month before that comes out, right?
That's crazy. I think
Right?
so, yeah.
Is it still
that-
March or April? I can't
I
remember.
think it may have been pushed back to April.
I know we just talked about it our last episode, but I totally forgot.
It keeps getting, the problem is that, is this like the third time it's been pushed back? I feel like it's been pushed back multiple times.
Probably.
It feels like it, at least. Maybe I should push it back again with all of that. Ugh, makes me mad.
No, this is the first time officially. Yeah. It's only the first time it's been pushed back, so
Oh, okay. Officially, so to speak.
watch it. They'll push it back again because they're going
my
to change the
gosh.
Carbuncle because of the community saying, no, reanimate it.
I mean, we can only pray, I guess.
And the other new section in our website at rngnt.com, Talon actually kind of brought up a point and said, wait, is that a D12 in the T? Yes, that's a D12 in our T logo at RNGT. We have a new section, as you will, called Rolling in Stress. As you know, we started a new D&D or tabletop.
Tabletop.
RPG.
It's not technically D&D.
Yeah.
Tabletop.
And it's based off of Alien. So we have our awesome DM, Bill. He does an amazing job. I'm so
He's
glad Lloyd got him.
He's really good. He's really good.
And I love the fact that he's really, really into the lore of Alien. So, so it makes it a lot more interesting. Our first session just went on last Sunday, the other Sunday ago. So check it out on our website. It is also on YouTube, so you can listen in on it. We just basically looked for a coffee pot. So
it was exciting. It was great.
yeah, and this girl is in our chat right now, Trash Panda TV. He had to make an appearance right when we talk about our RPG.
It's like he could feel his ears burning.
Right. And I have to give props to Skuro. As much as I give so much shit to Skuro, I love him to death. I know he's like my little brother I can pick on. But he does so great at D&D that I did not realize that he's really good at it.
Yeah, it was fun interacting.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Sunny's really good too.
Oh, she's done it for a long time.
Yeah.
Was I good, Cookie?
I know.
mention
You
me.
are. Of course you are.
It was just funny. It was through everybody. I was like, oh no, I suck. But yeah, no, it's fun. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. You were really good. And we'll get and Bill's really good at including everybody. So
Yeah.
it was a lively little adventure, and I'm sure it'll be lively next time too.
Yeah, it was fun. It's just, again, it's my very, very first one. So I was like, I don't know what to do. How should I act? But yeah,
You did well. It was good.
it was good.
It all worked out.
So there's this new thing called Baldur's Gate 3. Were you a Baldur's Gate fan?
I was not, even though, which is sacrilege because I love BioWare. I never really got much into the Baldur's Gate series, and also, yes, it is just D&D in a video game.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I just never. It was like just a little before my time, I guess you could say. Like I was a pretty young kid when it came out. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 is coming, and I am quite interested to see what that brings.
Right. Did you see the opening cinematic yet?
I don't think I did.
Oh my gosh, you should go
Is it
see
good?
it. It's good.
Okay.
I was like creeped out. I was like, what the heck is that mind flayer doing to that person? Oh no!
It is a mind flare. You don't want to cross those.
Yeah.
But yeah, Baldur's Gate series was pretty much, I don't want to say it was the first one to do this, but I mean, that's kind of how BioWare kind of had their mark on the map, because they would take Dungeons and Dragons gameplay, as so to speak, like the dice rolling and stuff, and put it in a video game. So, for instance, yes, when you would click the button to attack, basically the game internally rolled a d20 to see if you hit, and stuff like that. So the first, you may have heard of KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes.
That was an old BioWare. They actually basically took theirs straight from the Star Wars Saga edition, which is like D&D, but is a little bit different, similar kind of rules. I mean, it's actually funny. My first true role-playing game was KOTOR, and that was because I knew how to play D&D, so it wasn't scary to me. Because, like, I looked at Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy X was kind of my first, like, understanding of Final Fantasy games, and that sphere system looked really imposing and very intimidating to me. I was like, I don't know what to pick, but I could understand D&D, and so I got into KOTOR that way, because I was like, oh yeah, I know what this means, and stuff like that. So, just a funny way that, honestly, role-playing games brought me to role-playing video games, so.
Are you gonna be picking up Baldur's Gate 3?
I might, I'm not sure, although I know everybody else in my house will, so there'll be a copy somewhere.
So might as well go pick it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Omega Waltall says he actually started D&D with Neverwinter Nights. So that's another
Yep, that's another good one. That's true. 3.0. That's pretty much what I started, was 3.0 and then technically 3.5, but yeah.
How many versions of D&D are there?
We're at 5.0 right now.
What's the difference between all of them?
They're
I'm
just
sorry.
well, they're all kind of updated essentially, but they all are different. 4.0 was the biggest like change in the entire D&D series, but it started with 1.0, then 2.0 was the super famous one. And then 3.0 or 3.5 got a lot more people into it. 4.0 was very different, but they're kind of meant to be kind of updated a little bit. It's not really right to say it's like a sequel to a video game, more like I guess you could almost say almost like a remaster, maybe. I don't know. It's just they might have different creatures along with old creatures. They're just kind of tweaking the rules a little bit, essentially.
Oh, okay. Because I didn't get it. I was like, it doesn't seem like there's a different story. I mean, I get it.
No, it's just, they're just kind of updated, I guess you'd say. The original creator had some interesting ideas, and not all of those have carried through.
God, like everyone in our chat is into D&D, and I'm like, I don't know this stuff. You have Heartslot, who started tabletop with 5e. Omega Will Toss says 2.0 is his favorite. Talon started out with 5e. Shinter with 3.5. So.
3.5! That was me. 5e, I mean, I'm actually really glad. For 5e, the most recent edition, is really good. 4e is a good system, but it does not feel like traditional D&D, which was its biggest issue. It took a lot of the classic stuff we think of D&D out of it. But it's a great, if you're super into micromanaging and like MMO-like gameplay, it's fantastic for that. But not everyone's really into that.
Right.
Yeah. So, otherwise, but 5e, the newest one they came out with, is really good. It's like a really, it feels like older D&D, but way more streamlined and a little easier to get into.
Man, so many D&D versions. Like, I gotta get studying or something.
That's okay. You just stick with the one you like. I mean, I can show you old character sheets. I would say the biggest change you would notice is they downsized the amount of skills. It used to be, oh my gosh, someone's gonna have to correct me in the chat, but 3.5, I mean, easily on your character sheet, the right-hand side was just all of the different skills you could have, which there were over 20, 25, it felt like. Yeah, and now it's been completely downsized. I mean, that was kind of one of the classic changes was we don't need to have a difference between a boating skill and a driving skill. Maybe we can put those into one. So, stuff like that.
Well, I'll check it out for sure, because I know I've seen, like, books and whatnot, and I know there's some game stores around the corner. I'm trying to think close to home. So anyway, recently, before or right after our last episode, some video game movies came out. Birds of Prey came out, and Sonic the Hedgehog movie came out. I think you watched Birds of Prey, right?
I've seen Birds of Prey. I also just recently saw Sonic, so I'm good.
Okay, so Birds of Prey, I didn't find any appeal to it yet, but I haven't watched it, so what would you say about it that would make me want to watch Birds of Prey?
Directed by a woman, obviously, like, written and edited by a woman. If you are into any kind of superhero films, this is definitely like you really liked Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel, right?
Yes.
This is the similar kind of thing. If you're not super into Harley Quinn, it might be a little hard to get into because it's mostly about her and her antics, but it's really good for that. It's very much girl power, and not just like traditional girl power, but girl power across all sorts of ways. So you have Harley Quinn, but then you also have the middle-aged police officer who also kicks ass. And then you also have their kind of version of Black Canary. If you are a huge fan of Cassandra Cain, I'm sorry, you will not recognize this Cassandra Cain character. They pretty much just used her name for a character in the show, but she's like a younger girl who's a pickpocketer, and they all have to kind of, at first, are all against each other, and they work together. But yeah, it's just fun. It's very much... It's very much obviously had an eye for detail for what, women find fun. There's a scene literally in the film where they're all trying to like fight the bad guys, and all of a sudden someone's like, hey, do you need a hair tie? Sure. It's just little stuff like that, little details like that, that make it super worth it. The costumes are super cool. Everybody just looks awesome. So I would say that even if you're maybe not super into Harley Quinn, I think definitely as a woman you will find enjoyment in this.
Is it just for women? Because I think that's where the line is drawn to people thinking, oh, it's a woman's movie.
Well, okay. So, to me, saying is it just for women is like asking, is Avengers just for men? Avengers is a great movie, but it was obviously made with a male director, kind of in a male gaze way. Not that I can't be like, cool, Black Widow's awesome, but the way that she is fighting and stuff like that was obviously directed by a man. So I guess to me, that's like saying that. I'm not saying that this movie is only applicable to women, I just know that as a woman, you will recognize that it feels different.
I mean, they had a big women's group at Endgame, so
that's true. But this is like, again, it's just so different as far as the direction and stuff like that. So imagine that, but an actual movie instead of just a scene of it. You know?
Got it.
So. Yeah, I mean, and again, it feels more about the female experience. The way that they address things like sexual harassment is also just feels differently. There's a part of the movie that is kind of addressing sexual harassment, but I could tell you for a fact that if it had been directed by a man, it would have felt way more voyeuristic, while here it just feels more claustrophobic, like it's supposed to. Not like disgusting, but more like it got its point across. Because it does not shine too much of the camera on it. It just gives you that feeling of that scene. So, again, I think there is something for everybody here. I just think it's very much, the way it's directed is so different than what we're used to seeing. So I highly encourage it. I think it was really good.
Got it. Skuro in our chat, Trash Panda TV, says Huntress equals Bae.
Yes! Oh, Huntress. So Huntress is also played by the same one who played Ramona Flowers from Scott Pilgrim.
Elizabeth Point Mary Winston.
And she's super awkward and adorable, and I love her. I'm not sure who I would choose, Black Canary or Huntress. They're both pretty great.
He also said it's a solid movie. Do I think it should get a nomination, or was it a deep different story? No, but I definitely enjoyed it as a man.
Yeah, it's a good superhero, but like almost like an anti-hero story. It's really good. I highly recommend it. I'm really sad to hear it's not doing well in theaters, which is super unfortunate because it is so unique. If you watch Suicide Squad and you were like, that movie was horrible, I could see what they were trying to do, but it just was horrible, watch this movie.
Okay.
Pretty much, this movie was what Suicide Squad wanted to be.
Okay. That's what I was going to mention. It's like, Suicide Squad wasn't that great. We all know
horrible.
That. So
it was horrible. But, like, you knew what the potential of Suicide Squad could be, and that's what this movie is.
Okay, I'll put it on my bookmark then, and we'll definitely watch it. Based off of Sarah's review and Skuro's review, if it all goes bad, I blame both of you.
Very well.
And the next movie, Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie, we both watched it. How do you like that?
I don't think I liked it as much as everybody else did.
Really?
I enjoyed myself. Yeah. I enjoyed myself. I think, unfortunately, by the time I saw it, it was almost hyped up too much. I really think I kind of suffered from the overhype for me. And honestly, my biggest issue was Sonic really annoyed me.
Wait. Why?
I think it was just more of the kind of direction they chose for the theme of the movie just kind of bothered me. This whole idea of, like, don't pursue your dream, stay where everybody loves you kind of thing. And I think it was just, I don't know. I think Sonic was meant to be that kind of annoying kiddie character, and it's meant to be lovable, but to be honest, he just felt more annoying to me than lovable. I don't know. I'm not saying that, like, that's the reality of it. That's just how it felt to me. Jim Carrey was great, though.
I love Jim Carrey.
He was great. Oh, my gosh. Yes, you could tell that they could not get enough of all of his scenes.
I freaking love Jim Carrey. He
was great. He was great for the role. I liked the little, nods and hints they did and stuff like that. That was really good. And I will admit, I didn't really grow up with Sonic, so I guess the nostalgia is a little different for me. But I don't know, Sonic as a character just kind of bugged me more than made me feel like he was endearing.
I think they did like more of a modern take to Sonic. That's why. I think
fair.
We're very used to the old school Sonic, but they're bringing Sonic to a new modern world, and I think it just sets a precedence for, it looks like, more Sonic movies in the future.
Yeah. Which is fine. It did really well, and I mean, it still is a good movie. As far as like a video game movie about Sonic, it was well done. They made good choices. Sonic just annoyed me. I think maybe in the next movie he may annoy me less. I think it's hard. Go ahead.
I think so too. I think it's just exactly what Skuro says. Take your kids to this movie, family.
Yes.
It's a family movie.
It's definitely a family movie.
And it helped because it was on Valentine's Day. So if you are with your family, take your kids with you. Family time for Valentine's Day all together. Watch this movie. So I actually thought Ben was funny.
Yeah,
He was funny.
it's fine, you know. James Marsden's always great to see. I just think he's kind of cute, so he's always great to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard because I don't think the Pokemon movie, or sorry, Detective Pikachu is necessarily a fair comparison, but it is what I kind of compare it to. And I think honestly, the biggest difference, and there's really nothing they could do about this, to be honest with you. But I think with Detective Pikachu, we have an established world of Pokemon, so we don't need to worry about that sort of weirdness. While with Sonic, we don't. You know, he is a fish out of water. That is the story. And so, and I think that's just harder to write and make feel connected to me. And I think that was the issue.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But like
Or
I said,
I like Ryan Reynolds better. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, Ryan Reynolds and that body, but yeah, I still think it's just a prequel. So like, I really think the next movie will have more of the precedent, more Sonic feel to it, a very more Sonic feel to it, especially with other characters that are probably going to jump in. No spoilers or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
They are saying that
know.
I did hear something that The Rock might be like the voice of Knuckles in future movies. I'm like, what?
What? Oh my gosh.
That's rumors.
I mean, I guess that kind of works, right? He always had that kind of a voice, or am I just misremembering everything?
I don't know, but that'd be freaking hilarious. that does
That
happen.
would be great.
I mean, The Rock is in everything right now.
He really is. You can tell that poor oh my gosh, why can't I think of his name? The guy who was Drax. Why can't I think of his name?
Batista.
Batista. Yeah, you can tell he's kind of going through the ropes that Dwayne had to go through, where it's like he does his big breakout movie, and then he does like the kid movie and other stuff, and just so he can get back into The Rock, where he can kind of choose whatever the heck he wants to do.
Yeah, he's doing that right now. I noticed.
Yep.
But
Faces.
yeah, and then like I think there's more stuff that was being announced, like PAX East going on right now. Borderlands live action movie is a go.
All right.
I know. The director, Eli Roth, actually showed up at PAX East at the Gearbox panel and says he wants to cast cosplayers and, quote, murder them brutally, just like the game.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Although the only hard thing about that is, like, is that going to be a problem with the costume department?
I
Because,
have no idea.
all right. I like the idea, though. I like the thought, even if I'm not sure how he's going to execute that.
Well, cosplayers, they have that, they know, and like they study, they know the way.
I see what you
The
mean. They'll have
move,
the characters
movements.
down and study them.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly.
Okay.
And then Uncharted movie will be filming really soon, supposedly. AKA Tom Holland has been like breaking out because of his movie Onward with Pixar. He said that they're filming soon, and it'll be from Uncharted 4, or the inspiration from Uncharted 4, and it's a prequel. That's why he is going to be the young Nathan Drake, and then Sully, James Sullivan, will be played by Mark Wahlberg. And they finally have a director, supposedly.
All right.
They said this is the 7th director on this. I mean, they've been working on Uncharted since 2009, 2010.
Holy. It's been in development hell for a while, huh?
Yeah. So this new director, Ruben Fleischer, is going to be the director for Uncharted. He did Venom and Zombieland. So if that
Okay.
helps out.
I mean, Zombieland's pretty good. Venom was interesting.
I haven't watched Venom yet, so.
Venom is a kind of another good example of what Suicide Squad tried to be, and I wouldn't necessarily say it succeeded, but it did get a lot farther.
Oh.
You can't take the Venom movie too seriously. Let's just put it that way.
Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to talk about who were the other 6 directors that were supposed to be on Uncharted. So the first one was David O. Russell. We already know he's not good because he didn't even know who Nathan Fillion was. And Nathan Fillion did that great Uncharted short.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because he looks the part. Anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah.
So if you didn't know who Nathan Fillion is, yeah, goodbye. The second director was going to be Neil Berger. He did the movie Limitless.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know what happened with that. And then third one was Seth Gordon. He was the director for Horrible Bosses, which is the one with Jen Aniston, and yeah.
Oh.
I fell asleep
okay.
to that movie. 1, 2, 3, 4th was Sean Levy. He did Stranger Things. And he was going to do Uncharted, but he went to do Free Guy, which is Ryan Reynolds in the video game.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I didn't even realize it was the same director. All right. I guess he wanted to work with Ryan Reynolds. I wouldn't blame him. I would jump ship too.
But you're going to work with Marky Mark and Tom Holland now. Well, at least they didn't know Tom Holland was...
I guess they didn't know. Yeah, they didn't know Tom Holland was going to be in it. Tom Holland, another guy that's everywhere, right?
Right. Anyway. He's the next, right? He's the next star, like the next Tom Cruise or something.
For sure, for sure.
The 5th one was Dan Trachtenberg. He's the one that did 10 Cloverfield Lane and that really good Portal short film.
Okay.
And then... Yeah, and the last one was Travis Knight. He did Bumblebee.
Gotcha.
The Transformers movie, so...
Oh!
You're like looking at Bumblebee like, what?
Bumblebee. I'm like, that's not B movie. What is that?
No, not a BB. Bzz, bzz, no, it's Transformers.
Gotcha. All right, that forgettable film. Understood.
Right. So Uncharted movie is going to come out March 5th, 2021. Other notable movies that are coming out this year is Monster Hunter. I was just asking where's the trailer, and all we got were the official movie posters.
I just saw them too. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
With Mila
I see the 2
Jovovich.
actors, and
Yeah.
that's it.
Tony Jaa and Mila Jovovich.
Jovovich, yeah.
Jovovich. I already see like backlash on it because they say that she ruined the Resident Evil series.
Oh, whatever, guys. I don't believe actors. Excuse me. I don't believe that actors are the ones who ruin movies. Just the direction.
Yeah, that's true. I think that movie poster of her with her big sword, the great sword or whatever, it looks like there's so much empty space behind her. Like there's supposed to be a monster there.
Yeah, the posters are kind of weird. They're not centered at all, which I guess is the point, but there's so much blank space. I don't know what's supposed to... I don't know, maybe we'll get new posters where they add in the monsters after. I don't know. It is kind of strange.
Yeah, so we'll see. Hopefully there is going to be a trailer soon, because if it's supposed to come out, like, what, September? I think September, November, or something like that. We need a trailer now.
Yeah. What's going on, guys?
Yeah.
You gonna do another pushback? The trend these days?
Though trailers do kind of spoil things nowadays, so at the same time, I don't want a trailer, maybe just a teaser.
Yeah, I will admit, I don't really watch trailers depending on the movie. I didn't see any trailer for Birds of Prey, but mostly because I didn't want to get excited. I thought it was going to be a flop, to be honest with you, so I didn't even want to touch it. And then I heard from reviews that it was great, so I went to see it, and oh, that's great. So yeah, I try to avoid trailers these days, because yeah, there's just so much in them. Oh well.
Yeah, people in our chat, Omega Wotal says he hated the Resident Evil character, but Mila's fine.
I mean, yeah.
Talon
She did what
Braba,
she could.
yeah, Talon Braba says she's great in Resident Evil and she'll be fine in Monster Hunter, which I believe.
Guess we'll see. I'm just more excited for Tomb Raider 2 because I really liked that newer Tomb Raider 1, and I'm actually kind of glad to see that's finally getting a sequel. So I'm more excited for that, but that's just me.
It's okay, I'm there with you. Lara Croft fans here. Anyway, other breaking news, because news are just popping off. Like I said, PAX East is going on right now, and it kind of includes PAX East because of the coronavirus. Some people didn't even go to PAX East. For example, there was a Final Fantasy XI panel or meetup or whatever was supposed to happen at PAX East, but that got canceled because they're like, no, we can't, coronavirus.
Oof.
There's actually a lot of people dropping out to conventions because of coronavirus. For example, Game Developers Conference that's happening next month. We just got breaking news that it is postponed.
Ooh.
It's like literally just announced an hour ago or like something like that. So
Yeah.
there's going to be no GDC because like I think it was like Microsoft, Amazon. Let me pull up this picture here. There's a picture here. Everything on red, if you can see it on our stream, Can you see it on our stream?
Yes.
Okay. It's okay. I have to pull it up too because it's so tiny on my other screen here. The whole GDC floor. So Sony, Microsoft, Epic Games, Unity, and Facebook all dropped out from GDC. And, you know, they're like, nope, we're not going to travel. There's too much health concerns going on with coronavirus. And that took out like half of the GDC floor.
Okay. Woof.
Yeah.
I see that Google and Amazon was still gonna stick around, but
Well, Amazon and Google, I think, no. I was going to say, Google's there in Silicon Valley anyway.
oh, that's fair. That's fair. Amazon, I mean, they're everywhere, so yeah, they're probably there. Fair enough.
I said Google, and my phone just woke up and said, hey, what's up?
Shut up, Google.
Don't listen to me, phone. Yeah, and Amazon pulled out. Yeah, so there was that concern because of that half with Sony, Microsoft, Epic Games, Unity, and Facebook not showing up. They were saying that, hey, how about we get refunded too because we're making the travel? But I guess now they just announced that they are going to be refunded. Chili in our chat says anyone who bought tickets will be refunded. So,
Oh wow. Whew, this is not gonna go. This is going to go poorly. Oh wow.
yeah. So that's just with GDC alone because it's just next month. You have other places getting out from travel. For example, Overwatch League. The games in South Korea were canceled because of coronavirus.
And China.
And China, yeah. So that's all gone. Potential that Tokyo 2020 Summer Olympics might be canceled due to it, as reported by New York Times. So that's going to be tough. And then Capcom Fighters actually said pulled out on some tournaments as well. So it's just been bad for esports and gaming and like, will it go out to E3 as well? Because we know E3 is not doing well because Sony's not going to be there. And then Jeff Keighley also announced that he was not going to be there, even though he's like a huge part of E3 with his whole Coliseum events and panels, and he says no to E3. I mean, I know it doesn't have to be with coronavirus, but he's not going to be there for E3.
Yeah, well, it's just interesting because E3 is already kind of standing on some pretty rickety legs, but you're right, this might topple it over if the coronavirus situation hasn't been kind of dealt with by June, right? That's when E3 is? Yeah. Ooh. Not looking good.
I mean, March, April, May, June. That's like 3 months.
3 months, yeah, we don't really know. That's gonna be scary.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you really scared of the coronavirus right now?
No, I'm not. And here's why. The flu is something that has killed way more people and is kind of coronavirus, from what I have understood it to be, can be as deadly as the flu. And the only people who've actually died from the coronavirus are people who already were immunocompromised or older people. So, which just like the flu can. Yes, it is concerning that they may not necessarily have like help or a cure for it, but then again, it is a virus, and that is kind of how viruses work. I'm really not too concerned because it travels just like the flu does. So, to me, you gotta be prepared for it like you do with any other illness, personally. And I remember when they've gone through a lot of other viruses, you know, when we went through the bird flu epidemic, there was the, Ebola, you know, all those kinds of things. The only thing that does, yeah, exactly. The only thing that does concern me is honestly just I don't have a lot of trust in our current administration to deal with it effectively. That's my only real concern about it. But honestly, like, I have heard people at my workplace start to panic a little bit. And I don't really think right now is the time to panic. So, I don't know. I'm really not that panicky about it, but I am quite amazed of how much, you know, things are getting canceled like this, and my fiance's in Houston right now, so that's not really a good feeling, but that's just me.
I think your fiance's fine. I mean, like,
No,
people have been traveling, and it's like there's nothing wrong as of yet. And like, how many cases were there in the U.S.? I think there was like only 14 Is it the
From
one?
what I read,
don't
it was
remember.
45, just because there was a From what I read, it was 45, but I actually don't know because I feel like the numbers are getting conflated, and it's hard because the news and the way they're reporting
Yeah.
on it is very panicky induced. So you see numbers like 80,000, and then you find out that's not counting the United States.
Right. There's this one Fox News. He had a dad and his daughter on interviewing with Fox News, and he came out from like the coronavirus quarantine or whatever, and he's there interviewing with them, and he's like coughing like in front of the interview and in the cameras. I'm like, what? Why would you?
Why would you do that, Fox? Fox News already has fewer brain cells. What the heck?
Yeah, I think it's only big for like the most major airports. So San Francisco, of course, is where GDC is from. Makes sense. I don't know, how big is Detroit with international travel?
It's decently sized, I would say. But because there was, I think, a concern with Detroit actually, because I think there were people coming home from the Wuhan, from that province in
Right.
China, but I don't really know what's been done about that since. So there is some decent international travel, but I'm getting very conflicting news about what actually is going on in Detroit these days. So I don't know. Everything's always panicky in Detroit. That's just the fact of it. I work there.
I can imagine. And then Las Vegas over here, there's only been like one incident where it's like, okay, we need to quarantine this, but other than that, no real alarming news from it. So I don't know. Talon Brabant says a lot of household cleaners actually take care of the coronavirus. So all I know is just wash your hands.
Yeah, wash your hands. If you're sick, wear, a face mask. That's now becoming more and more acceptable in the United States, which is nice. Because that's something you see, I know, in certain cities in China and Japan, where people who are sick will wear surgical masks. And it's finally starting to catch on here, I've noticed, which
Yes.
is good. Finally. Just don't do what I heard one guy did, which was put permanent marker to decorate his face mask. He passed out due to the fumes. Because that's what happens with a permanent marker near your nose and mouth.
I've
Don't
never
do that.
heard that before.
Yeah, that was a story I just heard recently. So yeah, don't do that, folks. It's a dumb idea.
I've seen, how like anime conventions, they've always had the face masks and stuff, and they had like words on it. So like one of the news stations did the face mask and had yaoi on the face mask, and I just died seeing that.
It doesn't mean what you think it means.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no. Oh, that's too funny.
It cracks me up. But like seeing the whole style of face masks on TV now, and just I don't know. Just wash your hands. You should know that.
Wash your hands.
All the
Cough
time.
into your elbow, for goodness sake.
Yes.
If you are able to take time off of work, please do. Not everyone is able to because our system sucks. But if you are able to take the time off from work, please do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't know. I just honestly this doesn't. I feel like we've gone through this panic before. I'll panic once it starts to I don't know. We start to hear more deadly things about it, I guess.
Yeah. And it's gone so bad that even the game Plague Inc. So it's basically about you can take different illness and see how it spreads, and so that says bye bye from China.
Oh my god!
They're like China's like, nope, we don't need this game, so they took it off
my gosh.
from the market over there.
Yikes! All right, China. China, you're not looking so good on the whole censorship issue.
No. I don't know. I think I'm okay with traveling. You have to travel. No, you don't really have to travel right now.
No, I don't know. My only concern would be is if there was an outbreak in Detroit, I would be right in the thick of it because of where I work and the population I work with. So that's my only thing, but I've had to deal with all sorts of sicknesses that come from there, so I'm not too concerned. I got hand sanitizer's okay, but I got plenty of all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, hand sanitizer, so keep that with you, and wipes and whatever. Just
Yep.
stay
Take
clean.
some vitamin C. Yeah, stay clean. Keep your surfaces clean. All that stuff.
You can jump to Canada or anything. All I have is
Coronavirus-
Mexico. That's great.
Woo! Yeah. You get past the wall first. Okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Although I hear it's sunken in some part of the, it's a part that it's sunk and fell over, so you might have a chance. It's true! It's true! Look it up!
The world is in flames right now. I don't know what is going on.
It feels like the world's in flames, man. Nothing matters anymore.
And we're just sitting here with our tea.
Yeah!
You know,
Everything
it's just
is calm.
this is fine.
Exactly. Gosh, it's my favorite thing ever. Anyway.
Exactly. So, our last episode, we had talked about a little bit of toxicity. Uh-oh, our cameras got lost. Give us 1 second. I don't know where Sarah went. This is a pause from the podcast.
I guess I don't have to find a place to put podcasts.
Lucky, but yeah, give us a second. I don't know where Sarah went. We'll find her. We will find her. We'll do that. No, that's not good.
Maybe we should change region again.
Hold on.
Well, she went offline on Discord, so I wonder.
Everything's fine, don't panic. You just said that the world is flaming, and here we are. Yeah, give us
China
a second.
just takes her down.
Give us a second, guys. So sorry.
Okay, so it just dropped on her end. We might need to end the call and read.
Yeah, we're gonna do that. And yeah, let me just. Hi. We'll do a full screen. I hate that. Let us know, Sarah. So how is everyone doing?
Well, she did let us know in
Yeah.
RNG chat.
Just let me know, because I can't pull it up because it's gonna show it on a screen.
Oh.
Oh, look. Is
Okay.
she back? She's
I'm
back.
here.
She's back.
Okay. I think Discord had an update randomly for me, and then it just decided not to work. Like, because I saw it had the icon that said "Update ready," and I went, "Oh, jeez, what is this? What I think it is?" So sorry about that.
We were just talking about the world's in flames.
Everything's on fire now. Anyway, we're back. We're here. Thank you.
Lloyd got on. He's like, "Oh, now I don't have to find a segment break." I was like, "Dang."
True. All right. What were you saying?
Alright, let's play some Overwatch.
Yeah.
So in our last episode, we were talking about toxicity in gaming. We had invited other people to let us know some stories about toxicity in gaming. We only got one story. One story back. So if you have a story in toxicity in gaming, let us know in the chat and we'll read it. But I'm going to have Sarah read the story that we have from our person.
From I might say this yet wrong. EnyaCoin?
Yeah.
EnyaCoin?
En-
Okay, from EnyaCoin. EnyaCoin was telling us that 2 people were complaining most of a dungeon about how their wife was playing a bard in Final Fantasy XIV. These people were yelling at her for most of the dungeon, and then they vote kicked her out before the end.
Why?
Because they didn't like her bard? I don't know. Why did... It's just so sad.
I know Final Fantasy XIV has been known to just, you can vote kick people just because. So I just don't understand what's wrong with Bard now in 14.
Yeah, like what? That's the thing I just don't understand. I thought if you do your job, it's gonna be very useful. What? I don't know. And I think what's very strange to me is that they make it sound like they did have her join at first and then decide they didn't like her. So I don't really understand what that was about. But that's why toxicity's terrible.
Right. Omega Wilta and Pelly and Chess says, those are the reasons why we don't play Final Fantasy 14 anymore.
Oh, yeah. I luckily haven't, because I've been doing 11 a little bit. I actually joined a Link Shell. Well, my fiance and I joined a Link Shell. There was a guy that was helping us out a ton with, like, leveling up super quick and stuff like that. We're pretty...
She froze. So, technical difficulties again. Gosh darn it.
I'll leave the... Am I on now?
You're on now.
Okay! I didn't even know I froze! I
Damn
just
it,
heard,
Discord.
I just heard you say, Sarah froze! I was like, oh no. Anyway, so I was just saying is that, pretty sure that he doesn't think I'm a real person, because I don't really talk very much, but that's okay. We joined his Link Shell. I don't go on Final Fantasy 11 every day, my fiance does. So she's been doing raids and stuff like that. I have not. But even there, you know, I haven't really encountered too many people getting upset with me, and I'm playing Summoner, which means that's a lot of, hopefully you summon the right avatar, do some hit stuff, then you ran out of MP, then you go sit in a corner, rev up, and then come back again. So, I don't know. That's not where I've experienced toxicity anyway, so it's a little different.
So where have you experienced any toxicity in game?
Mostly, to be honest, I try to avoid a lot of it these days. I don't do a lot of places where I know I would encounter it, but when I was younger and I did the MMORPG, I think I've mentioned before, Dark Ages, that was like my first MMO. I did experience some issues there, and I was like 13. I had a couple of people that would randomly... I had the couple of like weird like cat calling, right? Just have a guy that literally be like, you look hot. And I literally said, I'm a pixelated character, and walked away. That was my claim to fame. But I also had this one guy that I was doing some, like, I know, it was pretty great when it happened. I was really proud of myself. There was a guy that I was doing, like, raids with, and he started doing the classic asking me for too much info about me, saying he was in love with me. That was weird. But the worst one was a case of classic bullying that actually made me stop playing the game. It's an isometric game. That's important to explain how this occurred. I was in a dungeon. There was these two guys that were talking to me. And then they were like, hey, give us this item. There was a special item that I had equipped that my brother, who was a higher level than me, had given to me. And I was like, oh, no, this is for me. And they cornered me in a wall because it was an isometric game, so they were able to corner me in a dungeon with just the two of them, so I couldn't leave. And they asked me, like, give us the item and then we'll walk away. Basically what I had to do was the whisper functions, what they called it back then, but I whispered, private message my brother, and he brought a moderator down. And the problem was that the moderator came down and, to break up the issue, because they can push people out of the way, so they pushed the guys out of the way, but then he took the item in question, because I think the guys accused me of stealing it from them or something.
Why?
And so he took the item in question to investigate, and I was just so horrified by the experience, I stopped playing. I never went online ever again. I'm sure I got the item back and I was all in the clear, but it was just so scary as a 13-year-old to, like, literally be cornered online in a game and be bullied that I didn't want to go back and play. So that's been my, I would say, biggest, most memorable moment of toxicity.
Man. Talon Brabant put on his story in our chat at, again, twitch.tv/RNG&T. He says, I was in a raid group as a Dragoon when Stormblood launched. We were getting in static together and confirming our jobs. He agreed and slowed into Dragoon. Then a member complained and said they wanted to be Dragoon. So I said, okay, fine. So Talent leveled another job, Ninja, from 1 to 70 in 1 week, learned a brand new job. Raid week was upon us, and then the player who wanted to Dragoon decided they were going to go Black Mage.
Jeez. What a jerk move.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And then Omega Wiltas says, also I remember trying to play League of Legends, and because I don't know what I'm doing, I get called every slur in the book. Yeah, I just don't touch MOBAs anymore. So this is where I relate to Omega Wiltas. I tried to play some League of Legends recently. It's a fun game. I like it. I'm trying to learn the different champions. There's like so many to go through. They do give little things like, hey, this is their abilities. This is what they do. But every time I try to go into a game and try to learn the character, it's the same thing. Like Omega Woltall, I get called out. It's like, are you a bot? Are you a bot? What are you doing? Fuck you this, fuck you that. This person sucks. I'm like, this is my first time. It's like, still, fuck you. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. I'm like, come on now.
I've had so many people try to get me to play League of Legends. First, it was my ex-boyfriend who was super into it, and then I had another group of friends I was talking to online. They probably would have been safer because we could have gone on our own, whatever, our own like section and played together. So it probably wouldn't have been so bad.
Right.
But that's why I've been avoiding League of Legends because I know it's known for that. And to me, that game is super confusing and requires me to make choices that I would just not be able to make on the fly. Games like League of Legends, and in some degree I would say certain MMOs, part of the reason I sometimes don't like to play is because, this is just a classic issue I have, when you have a choice of how to level up a character, but there's obviously only one correct choice,
Right.
I hate that. I hate that. Because the problem is that, like, if I want to explore and do something different, I'm immediately ostracized.
Right.
People won't want you to join and stuff like that. Part of the reason actually that Final Fantasy XI is not so bad for me to play is I don't have choices in leveling up. You're that class, so that's what you level up in. That's it, you know? Everybody kind of levels up the same. The only choice you get is your race, and even that kind of ends to kind of meet out whatever in the end. I didn't play a Galka for a summoner, so I wasn't going to get that much crap for it. So, you know, it's just really sad that we have this, and especially in those kinds of situations.
Yeah, Talon Broadbent also said he was kicked from that static group later because he was playing on a new job, so totally get it. Another game, we've lost Sarah again. We lost Sarah again.
Discord.
Is there a choice for race? I thought the only choice was Taru and Cookie. Oh, Chili. No, I was a Hume. I've always picked Hume in Final Fantasy XI. Skirl is a Galka. I didn't think you'd be a Galka. That's weird. I know my camera's off. Like, hi. There. I don't know what's going on with Discord, so... Decibels. That sounds wrong. You come into hand cam time. Hi, Shinter. Look it, she's
What
back.
is going on?
I
I
have
don't
no
understand
idea.
this. I'm gonna have to make sure I restart my computer.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Anyway, well, let's just see if we can get through this.
We're almost done. Like,
Yeah, whatever. Okay. Anyway.
Where were
Came
we
to
at?
hand cam time.
I know, like I had my hand out. I could see it. It just sounds weird to hand cam time. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't know about that. We might get kicked off by Twitch if we do that.
I was trying to figure out what was my thought before it. I lost my thought. Damn it.
Sorry. I know we were talking about League of Legends toxicity. I was talking about leveling up and how FF11 you have to choose, so it's not as
fine. And plus, it's an old game, so everything's like
Yeah.
already given to you.
exactly.
So another game that's into toxicity is Overwatch. I just
Yes.
haven't started. I just don't even want to touch it. I know we have people in our chat who love Overwatch, and I would love to play with you guys, but yeah, I suck at it. Only because I don't know the
Yeah.
characters. I think that's the only problem. I know there's training and lessons, tutorials, whatever, but you won't actually know your character unless you're actually playing the character against other people.
And that's kind of the problem with these games is that the toxicity is bred from people who are only so focused on trying to win or be the best and stuff like that. And when you have team-oriented play where someone gets super mad if someone's just learning the game, it's not fun. You know, I don't want to join them if all the club has been filled with all the best people. And they tried, I know, to get around this with places like League of Legends where they have the different tiers, but you still can't seem to get away from it even when you're on the lowest tier. It's very frustrating.
It is. Scarrow said, it's okay. Even the people that have been playing this game, Overwatch, for 3 years only know 1-2 characters and they suck at it. Are you talking about yourself, Scarrow? I'm just kidding. I love you.
Exactly.
There's some people that don't play because they also suck at it, like Shinter. Omega Waltall says they only get morons in there. Chili Pepper says he sucks at it, but he also has fun with it, which is good. As long as you can just like let it roll off your shoulder, that's fine. As long as you're having fun with it. But do we really need toxicity in game? Does it actually help us challenge us in gaming? What do you think?
Why would you think that, Christine? Who on earth? What harebrained fellow actually said that?
Well, an Overwatch person called Super said that toxicity needs to be done in gaming. Well, flaming in a way. Also, Ninja came out with that tweet earlier this month. He says, the phrase, "it's just a game," is a weak mindset. You are okay with what happened, losing, imperfection of a craft. When you stop getting angry after losing, you've lost twice.
Okay, I guess that maybe applies if you're a professional, but Ninja, you didn't even get good enough to go in the Fortnite Cup, so maybe you should stop talking. Just saying. Just saying.
I like how people in the chat, Chili, don't worry, Ninja, it's just a tweet.
Seriously. And like, listen, if you are an esports player, I get it. You need to compete. You're playing to win. That
Right.
makes sense. But if you're playing for fun, you get to have that decision of what you're playing for. And maybe understand that everybody plays for a different reason. I don't know. I'm also like one of the least competitive people in existence. And so I guess for me, while I can understand why people are competitive, it is very frustrating that they therefore cannot be understanding of why I might not be. I don't know. That's a personal problem.
I like Decibels in chat. He goes, what about that mixer though, Ninja?
Yeah, how's that going for you?
Right? Anyway, Talent Bradbad, thank you for stopping by in our stream and live podcast recording. He's leaving right now, but congratulations on the show. Thank you. And thank you for helping us reach our follower goal. We are at 50 followers. So hopefully we get an email soon, and stay tuned for Twitch subscriptions and emotes. So I'm happy for that. Yes. Anyway, I think that'll do it for today's episode. Again, thank you so much for helping us reach our goal on Twitch, joining us on Twitch at, again, twitch.tv/RNGNT. Follow us on all social medias, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I've been trying to update that. And then bookmark our website and check out for some other things. Join our Discord. We do chat in there. We are trying to build a community there where we can talk anything and everything. We've got a good group. I think we have a good group. We're close to each other, so.
Yay.
You can follow us on our personal social medias where we rant and talk about anything. I'm at Cookie Persona. That's KOOKY Persona. Sarah, where can they find you?
You can find me at Sarahscopic, SARHSCOPIC.
Cool. And then Lloyd, you can follow him at, are you here, Lloyd?
I'm here. Lloyd, LLOID_RNG.
I understand that you got that changed because you got suspended on the other account.
Yeah.
Lloyd, stop tweeting the president.
I was tweeting his son.
Oh.
That's still the
Same thing.
I love Lloyd. I love the fact that he like tweets out like rages on and then gets suspended. He did it on Facebook too. It's so hilarious.
Oh, that's too far.
Yeah, he screams a lot. So follow him.
Yes.
Otherwise, again, thank you for staying us until the last drop, and we will see you or talk to you in the next episode. Bye.
by Christine Solis, Sarah Skopik, and Aaron Pillen. Please support RNGNT by sharing this podcast with your family, friends, and fellow gamers and leaving us a review. Intro music in this episode is by Home and outro music by Stupi Doken. Check out both these artists and their music at soundcloud.com. RNGNT and its hosts are solely responsible for its content.